1 minute we can go live. But for those of you who are here, welcome to our maiden voyage of our Wednesday evening meditation gathering. And this is a vision come true. And so we did a kind of a soft opening. And we'll be doing this where we're going to start on our weekly Wednesday journey. And it'll be similar in some ways to our Sunday morning meditation, but a little bit more. So you do have about a minute or so if anybody needs to run to the restroom, which I think everybody here knows where that is. And we will begin in about 1 minute. So welcome. And just so you know, you get the insider scoop on the first one. We are going to be starting with a reading and a prayer. It's not going to be like our Sunday service. It's just going to be very simple. And then we will go in officially to our meditation in about 5 or 10 minutes from that. So we'll spend a little more time. And just as a note for the future, if you ever want to bring a journal, if you are going to use your phone and go into notes to make any journal entries or something like that, that's something might come to you. I would recommend that we do it at the end. And then also, we will be turning the lights down in a little while. And so, if you do use your phone for any reason, just make sure it's on its dimmest setting. But as always, we're going to recommend that they're in meditation mode. And, all right. If the film crew is ready, then I believe we are ready to begin. Can you give me the thumbs up? Oh, all right, we are live. And again, for those of you who are here, welcome to our maiden voyage of our Wednesday evening meditation service, where we're going to just steep in communion with Spirit. And those of you who are streaming in live, welcome to our love streamers. And of course, we will be here every Wednesday moving forward, except on Christmas and New Year's, which fall on Wednesdays this year. But keep apprised of our schedules. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with a reading. Our reading is taken from the Book of the Soul by Mark Nepo. The word immerse comes from the Latin meaning to dip in. The word devote comes from the Latin meaning to uphold a vow. So while immersion invokes the giving of ourselves completely to an endeavor until it reveals its meaning, devotion asks that we uphold our commitment, stay immersed in that which has meaning. As we give our full attention to anything over a lifetime, the fantasy of reward and grandiosity of creating something great or lasting evaporates. Though we may create something useful and durable beyond our own personhood, when we can see our effort through, beyond the goal that gets us started, immersion and devotion become the practice that lets us experience eternity. The end of the practice is our own transformation. We become one with what we worked towards. So as we prepare to move into meditation, I just want to expand on that a little bit. For those of you who are familiar, we are an interfaith trans-denominational community, which means we honor all faiths, the golden thread from around the globe. All mystical practices participate in meditation. And all meditation, even if you're just zoning out, is communion with Spirit, communion with yourself, the divine, And it evolves, or as you've heard me say in the past, devolves, as we allow the benevolent energies to come forward. So as we move into this time of communion with Spirit, with actually your true self, we're going to allow ourselves to move beyond the intellect. We're going to allow ourselves to open to a wisdom that surpasses our human understanding. And when we do so, we call that revelation, inspiration. And so we're all here to participate at whatever level. This gathering is for anybody, from absolutely new to meditation to seasoned and have been doing this for many years. Some meditation practices would ask you to hold a particular asana, sit in a particular way, maybe in lotus position or something of that nature. We just ask that you sit in any way that feels comfortable to you. And if you have anything that you particularly like, maybe it's a mudra that you like to hold, you're welcome to do that. We will begin with a centering. The centering is where we're letting go of space and time. And as a matter of fact, I'd like you to imagine letting go of space and opening to time. Time without space. And as a matter of fact, when you flip from space-time to time-space, it's an enormous difference. When you move into timelessness, you're not absent of something occurring. Because when you think about anything that has to occur, if I'm going to walk from point A to point B, it takes place over space and over time. But when you're in the timelessness, that is where you are able to touch and commune with everything that is who you truly are. And only, this is, I can guarantee you, only that which begets good. We already know in science that when we move into deep states of affirmative meditation, as we relax, all of the endorphins begin to re-regulate in homeostasis, whether it's the balancing of serotonin, or whether it is the energy of the inner beingness of your emotional body and mental body that calibrate to that frequency, it only begets good. So we're going to allow ourselves to just enjoy. And is there anybody that's here for the first time tonight? You're here for, well, welcome. Well, actually, technically, we're all here for the first time because this is our first Wednesday meditation service. But if you're at Soul Center the first time, I just want to welcome you. First and foremost, for all of you live and love streamers, if you want to just make sure you find a comfortable place to be seated, and also you might want to put your device on Do Not Disturb. For those of you here, if you could make sure that your light setting is on the dimmest, and also if you could put it either in, well, off or in meditation mode, which is also known as airplane mode, that would be wonderful. The only call we're seeking to hear this evening is that of our higher self. With that being said, the rest will be self-explanatory, similar to our Sunday 10 a.m. meditation service, where we will center, and then we will spend some time in stillness, and then we will come out in a blessing. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dim the lights, and we are ready to begin. So for those of you who are going to close your eyes, I'll invite you to do so. You are always welcome to do it as an open-eyed meditation. If you do it as an open-eyed meditation, you're just going to want to find one singular place to keep your awareness. And we will begin in just a moment. as always, we begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we invite, as we evoke, as we allow the divine energies, the eternal frequencies of peace and joy, and beauty and love, harmony and goodness, to wash over us and to rise up from within us, knowing we have no place to go. We have absolutely nothing to do except surrender to the deepest states of rejuvenation, revelation, and relaxation. I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath, just observing it. No need to change it. Just becoming aware of your inhalation and your exhalation. You might feel that cool breeze coming in and out of your nose or mouth. And solely through intention. No effort. Allow your breath to become deeper, fresher, and wider. We begin to move into the breath of light, the breath of beauty. We take a moment and we allow the exhalation to be the vehicle of release, to let go of the temporal world. We are not getting rid of anything. We are simply letting go of density and attachment. And the inhalation draws in the energy of the eternal. I invite you to imagine that you're bathing beneath a beam of light. Some see it as a phosphorescence of colors, golden light, golden white, or some just feel tingles as that which we call life force, or chi, that which breathes the breath, is flowing. I invite you to imagine that your crown is wide open on the top of your head. And as you inhale, you can feel the light coming in through your crown and flooding down into your heart. And the heart begins to soften, strengthen, and expand. And as it opens, the exhalation lets go of efforting and trying. And the inhalation floods us with ease and peace. The exhalation letting go of figuring and analyzing. On the inhalation, drawing in the energy, clarity, and insight. The exhalation, letting go of any to-dos or what was, and opening as we inhale freedom. Feel these energies, the contagion of peace and ease and freedom, illuminating all the muscles and cells, tissues with vitalization. Exhaling, we let go of time. We let go of the past. We let go of the future. We let go of the present. And we allow ourselves to be fully enveloped in the eternal. We take a moment and we let go of anything that is unreal and untrue, and avail ourselves to that which is real, eternal, and true. You begin to notice a contagion of energy flowing down from your heart, waves of light illuminating in all your cells, weaving in and out of your rib cage, swirling around your solar plexus and lower belly. You can feel tingles in your spine as rejuvenation vitalizes. That energy making its way down into your hips and root, and flowing down through your legs into your feet. You can feel it in your shoulders, down through the biceps and forearms, with your palms and fingers. The light as luminosity and weightlessness expands into the emotional body, fortifying with a love that surpasses human understanding. And you begin to notice waves of clarity, opening to revelation as the mental body bathes in its natural state, open to providence. As the energy continues to rise, we begin to feel the layers of density lifting. We can feel the energy of our gender beginning to open, soften. Our age lifting. Our nationality or race just floating, moving into a state of openness and non-attachment. We take a moment and invite you to imagine that the walls the room are beginning to fade. Density lifting. You can feel the energy of your feet upon the floor becoming lighter, as though the floor has begun to float. And you begin to feel your entire being is illuminating into a deeper state of luminosity. We take a moment as we feel the eternal, and we open to the vibration of the soul. I invite you to become very familiar with your true being, your angelic light, your eternal nature. We open to the voice of the soul, the voice of truth that speaks beyond words, in knowingness. And it is here that we allow ourselves, with every cycle of breathing, to go deeper and rise higher in self-realization, opening to the divine. As we rest, observe, and relax in stillness. And should your mind wander, bring it back to the breath, the inhalation, the exhalation, and continue to fan the internal, eternal light. Going even deeper, rising even higher. invite you to become aware of your human self. And if there's any guidance, wisdom that you are seeking to know, we deliberately open to being informed, just observing. And I invite you to become more keenly aware of the energy of creation, of your divinity, and that which is seeking to bless you. What energies, what qualities, what blessings are seeking to lavish and expand in your life? No need to search. Just bathe. You may see colors or feel tingles. You may see symbols or hear the voice of truth. We open only to the truth that is for our highest good. Take a moment. And we know that the wisdom that guides and directs, that only seeks to beget good and truth, that knows no limitations, that it must be embraced. We open to a state of divine receptivity, that we will allow ourselves to receive, being loved, adored, revered, cherished, honored, heard, understood. We know as we rise, fortified, amplified, in divine receptivity, we allow it to circulate and expand. We allow the energy of transmutation to alchemize anything that no longer serves us and to expand into a new paradigm. Simply the divine evolution of our human experience. We take a moment as we open to divine receptivity that we shall embrace wellness, prosperity, clarity in a humble state of purity. As we move into the state of blessing, we bring into our awareness anyone, friend, family member, colleague, acquaintance, that you would like to bless. No efforting, just feel them, see them, sense them. Perhaps speak their name in your mind. And imagine waves of light, blessings, washing over them. We say, I bless you with balance, harmony, wellness, self-love, a humble, pure state of divine receptivity. For as we rise, all rise. As they rise, we rise. We take a moment as we bless family members and friends with anything that you would like to specifically bless upon them. And in this transcendent state, not detached, but unattached to the temporal frequencies, we take a moment and we bless our entire beloved world. In the Middle East, in Europe, in Africa, in Australia and the surrounding islands and nations. We bless South, Central, and North America. We allow that eternal vibration to bless Asia. As we open into our true self, our higher self, the vibration of creation, the eternal frequencies that only beget blessings. We know that we are one. One with the divine, one with each other, one with the trees that bring forward the oxygen that we breathe in. As they take in the carbon dioxide that we breathe out. We are one, circulating, cooperating. We take a moment as we allow ourselves to immerse into a deeper state. And we may expand our divine energy quotient to hold the circulation, the purity of love, kindness, generosity, and goodness. And it is from this place of knowing that is stated in all the spiritual teachings and sacred texts around the globe, the omnipresence of that which we call the divine, the universe, the one, the creator, whatever resonates in your beingness is omniamorous, all loving, all giving. And as we are formed and fashioned from this presence, beyond our human nature, our eternal nature, we allow ourselves to continue to expand benevolently, serendipitously, synergistically. As we come back into a lucid state of divine awareness, I invite you to allow providence as the inner eye, the inner ear, and the higher mind continue to expand. We can feel the energy of chi, life force. And on your next inhalation, I invite you to imagine that you are inhaling that energy from the very heart and mind of the divine, from your soul, down through your crown into your heart, down through your central core, your hips and root, and all the way down to the bottom of your energy field, where we ground peace and all of the eternal frequencies that reverberate as the eternal light of heaven on earth. We allow that to be, grounding it so, claiming it so, allowing it to be so. And we simply agree by saying, and so I let it be. Amen. So if you want to open your eyes, if they haven't already, you're welcome to. If you want to jot a few notes in a journal or in your notes on your phone, feel free to do so. We are concluding our meditation service, our gathering, and thank you for being here for our maiden voyage. Love streamers, thank you for being here, those of you here. And the lights are going to come up. It's going to be a little abrupt until we get a dimmer switch. And thank you for bringing them up. Usually when you go into a beautiful meditation, when it's time to go to bed tonight, you should really feel the brilliance. We are a spiritual community, as I mentioned in the beginning, a 501c3 interfaith, trans-denominational community. We have our Sunday service, which begins with a meditation service that's shorter, from 10 to 10:30 on Sundays, and then we go into our music and our message. We do live off of, or we pay our bills off of donations. So if you are so inclined as to want to make a donation for this evening, wonderful. If you just want to stay in the vibration, wonderful. We have a donation box in the back if you want to use cash or checks, or we have those up on the screen as ways to donate too. And again, this is an offering for the community that we want it to feel free and good. But those of you who feel compelled, love streamers, we appreciate you, and we're grateful to have you here, and we'll be here for just a little bit. If you want to share anything as we conclude our service, you're welcome to, and otherwise you're welcome, most of you know, but down the hallway, if you get here before Wednesday, before 6:45, the bookstore will be open, but also the bathrooms are through the back door to the left for the women's and men's if you need the restroom. Love streamers, love you, and we will see you tomorrow. We have our daily affirmative prayer, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, on Soul Center's Facebook page, as well as in Zoom or on Zoom. You can get the Zoom information at soulcenteroc.com if you want to join us for our daily affirmative prayer. That happens at 9:30 and goes for about 15 minutes, where we just move into the prayer field. So we appreciate all of you, and if you feel so inclined, you can sign up for our newsletter. And for those of you at home, you would do that from our website to keep abreast of our New Year's Eve morning meditation that we'll be doing on Tuesday, or any other special events. Have a beautiful, blessed evening, and like I said, we'll be hanging out just for a little bit. Have a beautiful evening.